So I have debated on making this type of video for a while, but with recent events, I think it's appropriate. My other one, the Vingini one's done fairly well, and I really never advertise or mention it. It's just out there. So by the title, um, obviously you're watching this for some reason, and I'm not going to act like I have all the answers, and I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist or someone that studied this. I'm just someone who's experienced it. A lot of people are going to tell you to ignore the bullies, um, and it's going to stop. It was advice that was given to me. Growing up, I was the fat, chubby kid, and your bullying, it might be worse than mine. I'm not going to sit here and argue of whose was worse. Um, you know, I'm not a different race. I'm not, I guess the females are often perceived as the minority gender. I'm not either of those. I'm a white male, so typically I'm in the grand scheme, what's perceived as the top. But I was the fat, um, chubby, nerdy kid, picked last, got in fights, the detentions, all that stuff. And people are going to tell you to ignore the bullies and it's going to stop. It's not going to stop. They're not telling you the truth. And it's not fun to admit, but it's reality. And you guys that are watching this, you're probably growing up, and you guys have it worse because there's social media. Yes, you can find other people like you on social media. People that are into what you're into, whether it's video games, slime, those fidget spinners, which are the thing right now. But people can also bully you that way. And when I was growing up in the early 2000s, social media really wasn't there. MySpace was just coming out, and I didn't have one because mom wouldn't let me. So I after school got out, I kind of was able to get away from it. But you are probably struggling with suicide and depression, and it's not fun. And a lot of people you're gonna feel alone, and that people don't understand what you're going through. And unless they've gone through it, they probably don't. Um, I went through it myself. I went to counseling all through middle school, and I had to go to anger management class and got in trouble and all this stuff for fighting back. But the one thing you have to realize is the kids can say, and the teachers, in fact, can say anything they want. But at the end of the day, we control our thoughts. And something I realized was a lot of people see me what I am today, and they see my work ethic. And it came as a result of being bullied. The way I dealt with depression and suicide was, I guess I ran from my problems, and um, I just started to work really, really hard at stuff. I started to take school somewhat seriously. I took all the competitions, math or reading competitions really seriously, and I won a lot of them. And I don't know what it was, but I just realized that the kids could say whatever they wanted about me, but at the end of the day, for whatever reason, my work ethic, you couldn't control it, and it was something that I could do to handle what they were saying. The suicide and the depression was always there, and it's something that I've even had issues with as an adult, and I've gone through counseling and things of that nature. But one thing's for sure, and I don't think people speak about it, is being bullied can be an advantage. It's just all in how you look at it. They're really helping you become successful. And it doesn't even have to be successful when you're older. It can be today, right now. People are going to tell you things, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, and they're going to always offer their 2 cents and their opinion. But at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. And what being bullied teaches you is that it's going to be okay, that people can, sticks and stones may break my bones, that little saying, but you're, being harnessed that. And anytime that someone steps to do a goal, and I'm not an athlete, um, I'm just a guy that I like drones and robotics. And anytime that someone steps out and does their thing, people are going to critique and offer their opinion, but it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. And you can use the bullying, and don't return the bullying to them, because I've tried it and it doesn't quite work out. You just kind of have to ignore them and just outperform them, and don't let it bother you, because nothing's worse than having someone try and get a reaction out of you, and you don't give them the reaction of the satisfaction. And I know it sucks. I know it. I mean, I know what it's like to go through school, hating it, feeling lonely. I didn't necessarily hate school. I hated going, because why was I going to go somewhere for 6 or 7 hours a day just to get made fun of and told that I was fat and things of that nature? I hope that this video, if you came across it, helps in some way. Like I said, I don't have all the answers. I'm just someone that kind of went through it. But by any means, like, all my social media is in the description of this video. So if you want to just ask someone something, or even just talk to someone, whether it's on the phone or we Skype or something, just reach out. I'll help in any way I can. Again, I just don't have the answers, but I feel like somebody kind of needs to say something or speak up that's at least experienced it to some degree and hasn't just studied it or read about in a book, but actually went through it and can kind of talk, having lived through it through 8, 10, 12 years. So I hope this helps you guys, and if you need anything, feel free to reach out.